Hi, I want to talk about advanced directives because I think that we need to talk more about it, discuss it with our families and out in the community. So, advanced directives is a legal and binding document that should be notarized and must be notarized that lays out the patient's wishes or the person's wishes at the end of his life or during the course of an illness for that matter. And there are various variations to this. You can be a straight say, I do not want to be resuscitated. I do not want to be intubated. You can give me medicine, but I don't want to be intubated. I don't want to be resuscitated. That's just one of the variations that can be. And things have changed lately. One of the points I want to make is that as a patient, you have total control over your own destiny. When you sign an advance directive, make sure that all your questions has been answered. Make sure that you understand what it really means, or tell tell the person who is encouraging you to sign it to explain that to you, so you can understand it. Okay, so like I said, things have changed. One of the biggest gripes that I get is that people will say that, well, the doctors don't give me a chance to ask questions, or the doctors are trying to tell me, or this is the first thing I hear when my mom was sick, they came out and talk about DNR. Now, I have taken part in those conversations in the past, either as a participant or as a support for the provider and the families. And that's not one of the first things that comes up. However, as a medical professionals has a duty to explain everything to you, including, you know, do not resuscitate and do not intubate. If you are in a conversation with a physician or a healthcare provider, and and you think that, okay, they are pushing this, I don't like the way they go about this, then just tell them, can you just stop for a moment and let's go back over this. I don't understand, or I think you're going too fast. I'm not ready to be there. Remember, always, you have the power, you know and if you say no, nobody can enforce something on you. If you say yes, then you have to be explicit with what you want. um, for example, I I made a joke and said recently that if I if something happens to me, that I don't want them to start my morphine at 1 milligram and drag me throughout the night. I want them to start it at 5 milligram and bid me a quiet good night. That's just one of the things. And I actually put that in my advance directive. So we'll talk more about this over the next few weeks. Thank you.